So I got really, really interested in this during some professional assignments I had later in my career. So by this time, I was well versed in leadership. I'd been in the Navy. I'd worked my way up from supervisor to managers, executive roles and stuff in companies. And I got into some companies that were honestly kind of struggling. And as I pondered on it, I realized, first of all, that's not atypical. The studies show that companies that have poor leadership models typically have much lower growth rates, much lower gross margins. Leadership makes a difference. I think that's really starting to come out in some of the studies and things now. Gallup's getting ready to push a book out that talks about that, how middle managers are really the big difference between the companies doing well and the ones that aren't doing well. So I got really, really interested in that because I was part of a business that was kind of stuck in the past. They couldn't grow. They were struggling to change, to be agile, and they were facing some disruptions in their industry. Um, and as I got digging into it, I realized the whole middle tier of managers had been promoted into those roles from individual contributors as engineers or salespeople or something like that. And if they were not external hires, they did not have any background at all in how to manage, much less lead. They weren't pushing goals down. There wasn't accountability to those goals or KPIs. They weren't doing personnel reviews. There weren't even clear job descriptions. So people literally were showing up for work every day and kind of doing what they'd done the day before because nobody told them any different. They didn't realize the scope of their jobs or what they could make that job into. Um, it's not shocking to realize that that company also had a fair bit of turnover. There was a lot of uh, missed goals and a lot of frustration and a lot of people that said, you know what, I think I can do better somewhere else. All those kinds of things are symptoms that we could be better leaders, and better leadership would take that. Now, leadership is a team sport, so it goes on at all levels. You have to train people at all levels. There has to be clear handoff of goals and things like that. So it's not like you can just coach one person and hope to fix a situation like that. You do have to touch almost everybody that's in that management chain, and even at the individual contributor level. And guess what? When you do that, people start calling that a cultural change, and that's a good thing too. But that's what I'm here to do. There is no reason to sit there with people who are frustrated and unhappy in a company that's not performing as well as it could be. That can be addressed, and it's a leadership thing.